Hello, Spring here. I'm going to bench bleed the master cylinder for the brakes to go on the Escort because the master cylinder's knackered. There's the old one, junk, 32 years old, it's probably all knackered in there. I'll take it apart later and have a look, see what seals have gone. Anyway, the idea is you take your new cylinder, stick it in a vise, put your old reservoir back on it if you haven't got a new one. Then what we need is some fittings. What I've got is just some bleed screws, what you'd get on calipers. As long as they fit the outlets. There's 4 outlets on this, but it doesn't matter, it works for 2. Put some fittings in there. They don't have to be bleed screws, they can just be little fittings with hose ends on them. Get some clear hose going off of all, in my case, 4 of them. Stick the end of the hose in the reservoir below the level of the fluid. Fill that up with fluid, and then what we're going to do is bleed this part of the master cylinder where you've got a piston, 2 seals and a spring, because on this this particular one it's a tandem system, so you've got 1, 2 different inlets for the fluid to go into the cylinder, so you've got 2 seals, two bits of the piston doing the work. So fluid in there, piped up. I've got mine actually mostly shut off at the moment, and I open one of them. I'll just crack that one open. You don't need bleed screws, you can just have them permanently open. The idea is get something, push on the end of the piston as the brake pedal would, and in here, as you push, the air in the system should come out, come up here, that air bubble there, back into here and end up in the reservoir. And basically you just keep pumping it and pumping it until no more air comes out. I've got mine on separate bleed screws so I can do each one individually, or because I only had bleed screws, to be honest. So that's the principle. Push the piston in, which you probably can't see from there. Of course I've got nearly all the air out, so you can't see that. Going through the hose. This one's not doing anything. Oh, there we go. You probably can't see much of that, but the fluid is coming down there, up there. Any little air bubbles find their way into the reservoir. I'll try this one because this is going to have a bit more air in it. He says, now that he's already bled it. There's a little air bubble up the top here which has come out and it's on its way down, and I need to get them into this fluid. And you just got to keep bumping forever until your air's gone. That's basically it. The reason for doing this is that if you're putting a new master cylinder on your car and you just bolt it straight in, the chances are the air that's in here in front of the piston where the spring is very, very hard to get out once it's on the car and you're trying to bleed the brake system. Normally this is just going to get trapped, so always a good idea, bench bleed it first. Then the other thing is, when you put it on the car, of course your brake pipes are going to be going in here, so all of this has got to come off. So what we're going to do once this is all bled, we're going to put the cap on. I might even put, I probably will, put a bit of rubber glove over the top of that to seal it. I'll put the cap on because it's not an actual airtight seal, this cap, because you have to let the air in as the fluid goes down. So I'll put I'll seal the cap anyway, and that creates a vacuum in here, so that when we do take these fittings out and fit the new ones from the car in, we're not going to lose, hopefully, masses of fluid and introduce lots of air. We'll just have a bit of air in the top of the brake pipe and a bit of air just sat here. Hopefully this will all still be solid fluid, but we'll find out tomorrow once I've fitted this, and I'll do another little video after I've pressure bled the brakes with my pressurized bleed kit, and hopefully this time we will have brakes for the Escort, but bear with me, we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. I've been Springy. See you next time.